Alright, so in today's video, I want to break down exactly how many free pulls you can get in the first phase of Genshin Impact version 6.1, where each primogem comes from, and what you can expect next if you decide to skip Nefer and Furina's banners altogether. Because honestly, this patch might be one of those moments where saving could pay off big later. So let's talk through it all, from the confirmed primogem sources to the total count, and finally, whether skipping this phase makes sense depending on your plans. Buy 6,480 Genesis crystals with 6.0 limited pack for only $79 at lootbar.gg. Returning users can also grab an extra coupon for up to 5% off. Link in the description. So, version 6.1 officially starts on October 22nd and runs until November 11th, and the first half features the dual banners of Nefer and Furina. That's already a big deal, because Furina's rerun has been one of the most anticipated returns since Fontaine, and Nefer, being a brand new 5-star, has the community split between excitement and uncertainty. But whether you're planning to wish for them or not, the question everyone's asking is, how many free primogems are we actually getting this time? Let's start with the easy one, maintenance compensation. As always, once the servers go down for the update, we get 600 primogems straight to the in-game mail, 300 for the downtime, and another 300 for bug fixes. That's completely free, no effort required. It's basically Hoyoverse's way of saying, thanks for waiting while we all spam refresh on the launcher. From there, the biggest consistent chunk comes from daily commissions. Over the 21 days of the first phase, that adds up to 1,260 primogems, assuming you're logging in and doing your dailies every day. For new players, that's 60 primogems per day, just for finishing the 4 small quests in the Adventure Handbook. It might sound minor, but it's honestly the backbone of every free-to-play gem stash in the game. If you're saving, this steady trickle matters more than you think. Next, we've got the new Archon quest set in Natlan, and this one's pretty generous. Between the main story rewards and a couple of bonus intertwined fates that come with it, you're looking at around 650 primogems plus 2 free fates. That's another 320 primogems worth, for a total value close to 970 primogems. That's a lot for a single quest line, and it fits the pattern Hoyoverse has been following since Sumeru. Big story expansions always come with roughly a 10 pulls worth of rewards to welcome players into the new region. Then we've got the main event of the patch, which should grant about 1,000 primogems once you complete all stages and challenges. If the structure follows past patches, like the Lantern Ride or the Fontaine Festivals, expect a mix of mini-games, event currency exchanges, and a short story arc. Alongside that, there's a side event worth 420 primogems, typically something small and self-contained, like an overflowing mastery or a combat training mode. Together, those two events already put us at around 1,400 primogems total, which is roughly 9 pulls just from event content alone. Speaking of combat, the new limited-time mode this patch is called Stygian Onslaught, and it's expected to reward another 450 primogems. Think of it as a mini Spiral Abyss challenge, a way for Hoyoverse to test out new enemy mechanics or buff systems before they hit the main game. Usually, these kinds of combat events hover between 420 and 500 primogems depending on stage count, so 450 is a solid midpoint estimate. Now, one of the biggest highlights for the first half of 6.1 actually drops midway through the phase on November 1st, the updated Imaginarium Theater. This version includes 2 new floors and boosted rewards, bringing the total up to about 1,000 primogems if you can clear everything. That's a pretty big jump compared to the 600 primogems we used to get from previous rotations, and it's something that'll matter even more for players who focus on endgame content and team optimization. Then, of course, there are the promo codes and web events, which are a bit less predictable. On average, you can expect around 120 primogems across live stream codes, mini browser events, and social campaigns. It's not much, but it's still a guaranteed few wishes if you keep an eye on the official channels. We can't forget the character trial runs for Nefer and Furina, which add 40 primogems total, 20 each. These are super quick to do, and even if you're skipping their banners, it's an easy freebie. And finally, the monthly Paimon's Bargains Shop reset happens right in the middle of this phase, also on November 1st, which gives everyone 5 free intertwined fates, valued at roughly 800 primogems, through the Stardust Exchange and Starglitter Shop. It's often overlooked, but those 5 pulls are some of the most consistent free resources in the game. Now, if we add everything up, the maintenance, commissions, quests, events, theater, codes, and shop resets, the total comes out to 6,620 primogems, or about 41 event pulls for completely free-to-play players. If you buy the Blessing of the Welkin Moon, that number jumps to around 52 pulls, and if you also add the Battle Pass, you're looking at roughly 55 pulls total in the first half alone. That's honestly a really solid amount, especially considering this isn't even counting exploration, achievements, or hidden chests in Natlan. For a patch cycle that's only 3 weeks long, over 40 pulls free of charge is right on par with what we saw during Fontaine and Sumeru's major expansions. Now, let's talk about the big what if. What if you don't want to wish on the first phase at all? Maybe you already have Furina, or you're just not sure if Nefer fits your team. In that case, skipping can actually be a smart play. All these primogems are still yours to keep. You just stockpile them for later. By the time Phase 2 rolls around on November 11th, you could have enough to guarantee your next 5-star, and if you skip both halves, you'll enter 6.2 with potentially 11,000 to 12,000 primogems, even more if you're claiming Welkin Moon every day. And what's coming next might make that patience worth it. The second half of 6.1 is expected to feature Zhongli and Arlecchino reruns, and beyond that, version 6.2 could bring brand new characters like Duren and a rerun of Nouvelette, though keep in mind that nothing about 6.2 is officially confirmed yet. Still, if those leaks are right, then saving now could give you enough for a guaranteed Duren pull or a Nouvelette constellation later. So overall, the first half of 6.1 is pretty rewarding even if you don't spend a single pull. Between all the events, quests, and new content, it's a great time to farm resources, test teams in the new Imaginarium Theater, and build your stash for the future. If you're saving for upcoming banners, don't feel like you're missing out. Think of this as a calm before the storm. Every gem you hold now will matter later, especially with how the 6.x cycle is shaping up to include multiple big-name reruns and entirely new characters tied to Natlan's lore. So, what about you? Are you pulling for Nefer or Furina this phase, or are you saving everything for the next round? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your plans, especially if you're trying to hit that guaranteed pity later. And if you found this breakdown helpful or just enjoy tracking every free primogem before each update, make sure to subscribe for more Genshin Impact breakdowns, version guides, and future patch calculations. Thanks for watching and good luck with your saving, or your wishes if you're rolling this phase. Buy 6,480 Genesis crystals with 6.0 limited pack for only $79 at lootbar.gg. Returning users can also grab an extra coupon for up to 5% off. Link in the description.